In a dramatic move, Canada has officially pulled out of its trade agreement with the United States. Prime Minister Trudeau declared the U.S. an unreliable trade partner under Trump's leadership. The long-standing agreement has been ripped apart. North America is now divided, both economically and politically. Shipments are halted. The flow of goods has come to a standstill. Canada is already redirecting its exports elsewhere. President Trump called the move a betrayal, his voice aggressive as he doubled down on tariffs. Media across North America reported the fallout with shock and urgency. The global community is watching as tensions rise. A historic partnership is crumbling before our eyes. Trump's trade war strategy has come full circle, and it's costing Americans. Farmers who once backed Trump are now facing export losses. Since 2020, tariffs on Canadian goods have only gone up. Experts warned this would happen, but the administration didn't listen. Truckers and logistics workers now suffer from broken supply chains. Small businesses are shutting down, unable to cope with costs. U.S. exports to Canada have dropped sharply in just weeks. Communities are divided. Some blame Canada, others blame Trump. Even loyal Trump voters are starting to question his trade choices. The economic damage is already in motion, and it's accelerating. Across America, consumers are stunned by rapidly rising costs. Gas prices are hitting painful new highs, driving up transport and food costs. Basic groceries now cost 20 to 30% more than they did just months ago. Many are being forced to choose between essentials and survival. Canadian lumber shortages have stalled U.S. construction projects. Low-income families are being hit the hardest. Inflation, already high, has been supercharged by the trade fallout. Local businesses are shutting down as supply chains collapse. Even online food and essentials are becoming unaffordable. The public is now demanding action from Washington. With the U.S. off the table, Canada is expanding trade with new global partners. Canada has moved swiftly to secure alternative deals. New trade corridors are being built without U.S. involvement. Canadian industries are thriving under redirected exports. In Ottawa, there's little regret over the U.S. split. Canada's economy is stabilizing with fresh momentum. The Canadian media sees this as a necessary evolution. Even physical trade assets are being reallocated globally. The loonie is climbing while the dollar faces downward pressure. The message is clear. Canada is moving on. In Washington, the political blame game has begun. Both parties are pointing fingers over the trade collapse. Trump insists the fallout is Canada's fault, not his. We had a deal, a great deal, the best deal. Canada didn't want it. It's on them, Trump said defensively. Opposition leaders are demanding the restoration of economic stability. This administration's recklessness has jeopardized our nation's economic security. We need to repair these broken alliances immediately, Biden said with concern in his voice. Public confidence in Trump's economic approach is plummeting. Voters across the nation are venting their frustration. The trade debacle has now become a political disaster. Critics call it the costliest miscalculation of his presidency. This could define the upcoming election. Expect this issue to dominate political airwaves for months. Markets have responded with panic and volatility. Thousands of jobs are being lost in affected industries. Investors are scrambling as uncertainty spikes. The auto sector is collapsing without Canadian parts. Unemployment is rising sharply in trade-dependent regions. Production has stalled in dozens of manufacturing zones. Local economies are spiraling into crisis. Supporters of Trump's trade war now feel betrayed. The numbers don't lie. This policy is bleeding jobs. Millions are turning to aid as the economy buckles. The future of North American trade now hangs in the balance. NAFTA, once the backbone of the continent's economy, is now history. America's neighbors are forming new trade triangles without it. Companies are moving on, reshaping supply chains without U.S. access. Some U.S. firms are relocating abroad to survive. The U.S. is losing its dominance in global trade routes. experts warn that America must re-engage or risk falling behind. The world is trading and winning without U.S. participation. The next generation is already paying the price. In the end, protectionism may cost more than it protects.